Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to showcase a bow 1-bar Oakensoul build for the Stamina Nightblade, also known as Stamblade. This build is capable of pulling over 83k on the parse dummy. This build utilizes some of the best gear in the game to pull endgame DPS. I will be using mythics and trial gear, so this is not a super beginner friendly build, but rather more for endgame players who prefer 1-bar builds. I will also do my best to keep it as viable for content as possible, such as offering a flex spot for heals and giving advice on some alternatives to either gear or skills in the video. Anyways, here's the build. For this build video, I'll be doing two different variations. One is going to be optimal DPS and the other one is going to be more at range, depending on which one better suits your playstyle. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in the stamina, and I am running the Thief Mundus. For the race, I am a Dark Elf. Other alternatives include Khajiit, Wood Elf, and Orc probably. So for food, we're going to be running RTM Takeaway Broth. For content, a cheaper and just as good alternative would be Dubious Cameron Throne. And if you're parsing or need more sustain, then Lava Food Soup and Salt Rice is always the go-to. So for potions, this is where it gets a little bit different. Because Oakensoul gives us access to the major buffs that Stam needs, which is Major Savagery and Major Brutality, we're going to be opting to run Heroism Pots. Heroism Pots can be created or bought, but the combination I used was Columbine, Dragon Realm, and Dragon's Blood. So what this does is it gives a line of Restore Magicka, plus Major Intellect, Restore Stamina, plus Major Endurance, and Minor Heroism. So these potions do cost a lot to make, so make sure you have 3 points from the Alchemy skill line Medicinal Use to benefit from the full duration of the potions. And in the case of not using Heroism Pots, you can always opt to use Essence of Stamina instead. So for CP, for the blue tree, we're going to be running Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Wrathful Strikes, and Backstabber. For the red tree, Balanced Vitality, Fortified, Rejuvenation, and Bloody Renewal. So for gear, we're going to be running 5-piece Pillar of Nirn with 5-piece Reliquin, Oakensoul, Slime Crawl. For our range setup, you could swap out Pillar of Nirn for Zovgin. So in the main hand, we have a Precise with a Flame Damage enchant. For the head, we have a Light Slime Crawl with Divines as the trait and Max Dam enchant. For the body, we have 5 pieces of Reliquin, all traded in Divines with Max Dam enchant. For the pants, we have 1 piece Pillar of Nirn in Divines with Max Dam. And for the jewelry, we have 2 pieces of Pillar of Nirn jewelry, both with weapon damage enchants traded in Bloodthirsty, and Oakensoul ring with weapon damage enchant traded in Bloodthirsty. So for skills, we're going to be running Relentless Focus, Lethal Arrow, Killer's Blade, Twisting Path, Barbed Trap, and Incapacitating Strike. For a range setup, you can swap out Twisting Path for Poison Injection, and you can swap out Barbed Trap for Dark Shade. Lastly, swap out Incap for Ice Comet. So the first rotation is going to require a lot of going into melee range. So for this rotation, every 5th skill, hit Relentless Focus. Keep Up Trap and Twisting Path, your 2 DOTs. Whenever you have your Incap ready, try to time it with after your dots are down. And at 25%, go in for Killer's Blade and no Relentless Focus at this point. So for this rotation, you have 2 skills and your execute that are all melee range, and then Twisting Path has a really short range, so be wary of that. So for the second rotation, fully at range, every 5th skill, use Relentless Focus. Try your best to keep up Poison Injection and Dark Shade, and then whenever your Ice Comet is ready, just drop that, and at 25%, go into melee range for Killer's Blade, and you can drop Relentless Focus after this point. So quickly, gear alternatives: instead of Reliquin on the body, if you're good at managing your stamina, you can swap to Coral Riptide. It should perform just a tiny bit better. And furthermore, for your front bar set, instead of Pillar of Nirn or Zovgin, you can go Soul of Depth or Order's Wrath. And as a flex spot for the first build, I'd probably take out Twisting Path, and for the second build, it would probably be Poison Injection if you need to slot another skill. Probably something like a heal would be good in content. So I think if I had a perfect clean rotation, I could probably get like maybe 85, and then if I crit farmed, maybe like 87k help. Another thing I was thinking about was with the first build, I think you can squeeze out a little bit more DPS if you played a little bit more going back and forth. So after you incap, just going kind of far, just far enough that you'll be able to come back to refresh your dots in time. The reason I didn't go too far back was because I was scared that my dots were gonna run out, so there's that. And I think that wraps up the video. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Also, we have a Discord, come join it. As per usual, a parse will be attached at the end. Once again, thanks for watching the video, and have a good day.